Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some exciting stories from around the world and right here at home. First up, the Middle East is making a big push into renewable energy, and Hong Kong companies are jumping on the bandwagon, exploring hydrogen and solar projects in Qatar, Kuwait, and beyond. It's a fantastic opportunity for our local firms to connect China's clean tech with the Middle East's energy diversification plans. Stay tuned for how Hong Kong is positioning itself as a key player in this green revolution. Next, we have some bittersweet news from Hong Kong's food scene. After 33 years, the beloved ocean empire Congee chain has announced it's closing all its outlets due to financial challenges. Once a staple for Cantonese breakfast lovers, its decline mirrors a broader trend of restaurant closures here, as changing travel habits and consumer tastes reshape the local dining landscape. It's the end of an era, but also a sign of how dynamic and evolving our city's food culture remains. Finally, political headlines from Singapore. Following their recent election, attention has shifted to the upcoming cabinet formation. However, a viral photo of a gang leader dining with potential ministers has caused quite a stir, prompting swift denials and raising questions about political integrity. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Wong faces the challenge of building a balanced team that can navigate regional and domestic issues. It's a fascinating glimpse into Singapore's evolving political scene. Please continue to watch for more details. South China Morning Post reports on the Middle East's pivot towards renewable energy, highlighting Hong Kong companies' emerging opportunities in this booming sector. As Gulf nations, including Qatar and Kuwait, seek to diversify their economies away from oil dependence, they are investing heavily, over $100 billion, into solar, wind, and hydrogen energy projects. Templewater's Cliff Zhang discusses the potential for Hong Kong firms to supply hydrogen buses and other renewable energy solutions, emphasizing that Middle Eastern countries are prioritizing industry development over cost advantages, given their rich solar and wind resources. These nations are eager to strengthen ties with mainland China, especially amid U.S. trade tensions, creating a favorable environment for Hong Kong to act as a bridge, facilitating the export of high-quality Chinese renewable products to the Middle East and Belt and Road markets. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Lam shares insights on Kuwait's focus on solar energy and infrastructure, underscoring the region's vast potential for collaboration, especially in high-temperature-resistant technologies, which Hong Kong firms are well-positioned to provide. South China Morning Post also details the closure of Hong Kong's Ocean Empire Food Shop, a beloved 33-year-old Congee chain, which announced the shutdown of all its outlets due to worsening financial and operational challenges. Once boasting over 30 branches, the chain has dwindled to just 7 locations amid a broader decline in the city's restaurant industry. Official data reveals a record drop in licensed restaurants, with 2,034 closures over the past year, an indication of changing consumer habits, including increased dining in mainland China and a preference for street snacks among inbound tourists. The story underscores the tough economic environment in Hong Kong's food sector, reflecting a shift in local dining culture and the impact of ongoing economic pressures, which have led to a wave of business closures across the city. Finally, the South China Morning Post explores Singapore's political landscape following its recent general election, focusing on Prime Minister Lawrence Wong's upcoming cabinet formation amid a controversy involving photos of potential ministers with convicted Fujian gang member Su Haijin. Despite the distraction, Wong's team remains committed to stability and renewal, with seasoned ministers like Chan Chun Sing and Ong Ye Kung expected to stay on, while the role of Ng Chi Meng faces uncertainty due to recent online revelations and public sentiment. The article discusses the delicate balance Wong must strike, nurturing experienced leaders while integrating younger politicians, to ensure effective governance. It also highlights the strategic importance of key appointments, such as deputy prime ministers and defense ministers, which will signal the government's priorities in maintaining stability and addressing regional security concerns amidst a backdrop of ongoing political and social developments. South China Morning Post highlights Grown Alchemist's exclusive May promotions at their Hong Kong IFC Mall flagship, where the Australian skincare innovator blends cutting-edge biotechnology with nature's potent botanicals to craft holistic, science-driven treatments. Their standout offering, the facial reboot Myo Code, promises a non-invasive, fascia-based lift that visibly sculpts and revitalizes tired, dull skin, making it an ideal solution for those seeking a radiant glow without needles. The brand's curated collections, including the Face Edit, Skin Renewal Serum, and Hand Edit, feature advanced complexes like hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and reishi mushroom, offering both immediate and long-term skin benefits. Special discounts and Mother's Day exclusives, such as a 30% first treatment discount and a complimentary hand cream, make these luxurious treatments accessible for a limited time, emphasizing the brand's commitment to holistic beauty rooted in scientific innovation. The South China Morning Post also reports the explosive debut of Antiagini in Hong Kong's IPO scene, where the Chinese bubble tea giant's shares soared by 68.5% on their first trading day, illustrating the city's renewed appetite for mainland-listed stocks. The company raised 272.8 million Hong Kong dollars by selling 2.4 million shares at the top of the IPO range, with retail investors bidding nearly 3,617 times their allocation, demonstrating robust enthusiasm. This surge reflects a broader trend of mainland food and beverage brands, such as Mixue and Gumming, achieving remarkable first-day gains, buoyed by supportive policies and China's regulatory backing for Hong Kong's market. Despite a slight revenue dip last year, Antiagini plans to leverage the IPO proceeds to enhance digital capabilities, raw material quality, and store expansion, signaling confidence in continued growth amid a vibrant, investor-friendly environment. South China Morning Post's exploration of AI in the legal realm reveals a complex landscape where technology's promise of efficiency clashes with the nuanced demands of courtroom advocacy. While AI models like GPT-4 have demonstrated impressive capabilities, passing the bar exam and automating contract drafting, they still falter in areas requiring emotional intelligence, judgment, and societal understanding. Incidents of hallucinated legal citations underscore the risks of over-reliance on AI, prompting regulatory guidelines that emphasize human oversight. Ultimately, the article argues that true courtroom persuasion hinges on empathy, intuition, and societal context, traits inherently human. Tasks like prosecutorial discretion, which involve balancing public interest and societal values, remain beyond AI's grasp, reaffirming the indispensable role of human lawyers in navigating the moral and emotional dimensions of justice. The South China Morning Post vividly illustrates the emerging trend of reverse parenting in China, where children are taking on adult responsibilities, allowing parents to relax and indulge in leisure activities. Yuan, a young boy from Liaoning, has captivated millions on social media by sharing his daily routine of dog walking, grocery shopping, and cooking dinner, skills he learned from online videos. This phenomenon extends beyond Yuan, with viral videos depicting 4-year-olds scolding their parents for laziness and 7-year-olds managing family travel plans, challenging traditional parental authority. Experts suggest that this approach fosters independence and responsibility in children, as parents adopt a more laid-back attitude, often spending time on their phones while children handle chores and decision-making. Such stories, filled with humor and admiration, reflect a cultural shift where children are stepping into adult roles, reshaping family dynamics and societal expectations. The South China Morning Post also narrates the strategic resilience of Mainland Headwear, a Hong Kong-based manufacturer that pivoted amid global trade upheavals. As U.S. tariffs on Chinese exports soared, the company swiftly diversified its manufacturing footprint, moving some operations to Mexico where tariffs were minimal or non-existent. Pauline Nan, the company's deputy chairman, recounts her decade-long journey establishing factories in Bangladesh and Mexico, navigating cultural differences, infrastructural challenges, and local customs. Her experience highlights the complexities of overseas expansion, from building infrastructure in impoverished Bangladeshi villages to managing cultural nuances in Mexico, such as adjusting to local work ethics and celebrating employee achievements. Despite setbacks like the temporary suspension of a factory in Cambodia due to new tariffs, mainland headwear's adaptive strategies demonstrate resilience in a turbulent geopolitical landscape, emphasizing the importance of diversification and cultural understanding in global manufacturing. The South China Morning Post details how mainland Chinese firms are increasingly turning to Hong Kong for capital raising, driven by favorable valuations, regulatory support, and the city's swift market recovery. Shenzhen CATL, the world's largest EV battery producer, is preparing for a record-breaking $5 billion IPO in Hong Kong, signaling a broader surge of A-share companies seeking to list in the city. The Chinese authorities are streamlining regulations to facilitate smoother overseas listings, reducing the price gap between Hong Kong and mainland stocks, and bolstering Hong Kong's status as an international financial hub. This influx of mainland companies, supported by robust capital flows and a resilient market, underscores Hong Kong's strategic importance amid global economic volatility. As investors increasingly view Hong Kong as a gateway for Chinese firms to access international capital, the city's financial landscape is poised for continued growth, reaffirming its role as a vital bridge between China and the world. According to South China Morning Post, Kowloon City in Hong Kong has experienced a renaissance, blending its historic charm with modern vibrancy. Once known as a notorious slum, the area is now a lively enclave of authentic Thai cuisine, with South Wall Road transforming into a bustling little Bangkok. The neighborhood's colorful markets, weekend Thai pop music in basement bars, and annual Songkran Water Festival celebrate its rich Southeast Asian community. Locals savor affordable, delicious dishes like pad Thai and basil beef rice, and shop for exotic spices and mango sticky rice desserts rivaling Bangkok's markets. Despite its growing popularity, many Hong Kongers hesitate to venture into Kowloon City, deterred by unglamorous restaurant images and the effort required to reach it, revealing a preference for more polished dining experiences. The author criticizes the industry's trend of elevating cuisines, superficially fancying up dishes like Thai street food, arguing that such gentrification diminishes the authentic cultural essence, much like a scene from My Fair Lady, where humble origins are masked behind refined appearances. This transformation echoes the physical and social changes sweeping Kowloon City, where old blocks are replaced with upscale towers, raising concerns about losing its original character amidst rapid development. In the realm of sports, South China Morning Post reports on Hong Kong's triathlon team facing intense competition and internal challenges as they prepare for the Chengdu World Triathlon Cup, a crucial qualifier for the upcoming national games. The team's head coach, Andrew Wright, candidly discusses the strain of training in close quarters at the Hong Kong Sports Institute, which, while fostering camaraderie, also risks fostering tension among athletes vying for top spots. The squad includes stars like Oscar Coggins and Jason Ng Tai Long, with hopes pinned on top finishers to secure their places at the Games. Notably, injuries and travel fatigue have impacted the team's roster, with Bailey Brown sidelined by illness, and the young female athletes, including the Wright sisters, still recovering from academic and physical setbacks. Wright emphasizes that performance improvements, demonstrating increased fitness and mental resilience, are key to surpassing last year's results, with the race offering a snapshot of Hong Kong's emerging talent against formidable mainland competitors. The team's prospects remain uncertain but optimistic, reflecting the broader narrative of perseverance and strategic development in Hong Kong's athletic scene. Finally, South China Morning Post details the Hong Kong Monetary Authority's decision to maintain its base rate at 4.75%, aligning with the U.S. Federal Reserve's cautious stance amid global economic uncertainties. Fed Chair Jerome Powell articulated a wait-and-see approach, citing inflation concerns linked to tariffs and trade tensions, which have kept the U.S. interest rate unchanged despite pressure from President Trump for rate cuts. The decision underscores the interconnectedness of Hong Kong's monetary policy with the U.S., given the currency peg system established since 1983. The HKMA has responded to recent capital inflows by intervening in the foreign exchange market, spending billions to defend the Hong Kong dollar's stability and lowering interbank rates, which benefit borrowers and the broader economy. Meanwhile, local banks have adjusted their prime lending rates slightly, reflecting the cautious monetary environment. Analysts anticipate potential rate cuts later in the year if economic conditions warrant, but for now, Hong Kong remains closely tethered to U.S. monetary policy, navigating the delicate balance of global trade tensions, inflation expectations, and financial stability. According to SCMP opinion, China's recent triumph in snooker, marked by Zhao Xintong's historic victory at Sheffield's Crucible Theatre, symbolizes a significant turning point for Chinese sports and national pride. Zhao, who overcame a 20-month ban for match fixing and a subsequent rigorous qualification process, defeated renowned Welsh player Mark Williams in the final, capturing the hearts of an estimated 150 million viewers on the mainland. His victory not only elevates Chinese snooker onto the world stage but also heralds a new era of burgeoning talent and increased international interest in the sport, with more young Chinese players poised to challenge traditional British dominance. The success story is celebrated within the sport, with hopes that it will inspire a new generation of players in Hong Kong and across China, fostering more global tournaments and expanding the sport's reach beyond Britain. Zhao's achievement is seen as a historic milestone, likely the first of many, signaling China's rising influence in snooker and sports at large. Meanwhile, SCMP opinion reports that Beijing is projecting confidence ahead of critical trade negotiations with the United States in Geneva. Despite ongoing tensions over tariffs, China has announced sweeping policy measures aimed at stabilizing its economy and boosting domestic consumption, demonstrating its resilience and capacity to adapt. These measures include opening up financial markets, encouraging the relisting of U.S.-listed Chinese companies in Hong Kong and mainland China, and implementing stimulus policies such as cutting interest rates and reducing reserve requirements for banks. These actions underscore China's commitment to economic liberalization and its readiness to engage in negotiations from a position of strength, emphasizing mutual respect and equal footing. While the road ahead remains challenging amid the complex trade disputes, China's proactive stance and strategic measures suggest it is prepared to navigate the turbulence, fostering optimism for future dialogue and cooperation between Beijing and Washington. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
News breaks, buzz the ground. Stories spin, walls come down. Voices merge in the sound. Faces mix in the crowd. Broadcasters paint the scene. World events on our screen. Every link a different theme. Words collide in the stream. 6 degrees connect the dots. Background stories more than knots. Hear the voices rise aloft. Truth unveils in every spot. Cultures clash across the globe. Spin the threads in a strobe. Every story wears a robe. Truth and lies in their code. Journalists dig real deep. Secrets out, they don't sleep. Every angle they will keep. In the news we take a leap. New perspectives day by day.